Hello everybody, welcome back to Stringman Guitars. We're down here in the underground lair and we have an Ovation model CK057. It's a celebrity model made in Korea. Just here for a string change, general cleanup, maybe a truss rod adjustment. So go ahead and take the strings off and get this party started. Alright, well, part of what we have to do here is clean the Fritz up a bit. So I've got our handy dandy fret erasers. Take all the grime off. From what I understand, this guitar sits as a second guitar in a church. And once a year or so, twice a year I should say, it comes here to get new strings, get degunked from kids slobbering on it and being knocked around and beat up while seemingly nobody is at the building. Okay, so part of our job here is clean up some of the mess that has accumulated after it's been sitting on a stand for so long. Just general maintenance. Clean up the tuning keys that seem to get gunked up. Clean up the body. One thing I always do when I'm restringing a guitar, just make sure everything's tight back, wood shrinks, so on and so forth. You don't want to make everything tight, you just want to make it so it's not sloppy and loose. Okay. Simple green. Clean the gunk off the fingerboard that's been accumulating from dust and not being used. This seems to be a suitable used rag. Now these Ovations, whenever they were made back in Korea, now they're significantly better instrument than what is coming out of China now, unfortunately. See, we have some, I don't know if we can get that in the picture there, but there are some dings on the frets, but really not enough to warrant a fret dress and recrown. A little bit of fingerboard conditioner, clean it up. Yeah, I guess it really was mainly dust, but it's good to clean it up. And then our string du jour is Ernie Ball Earthwood, medium gauge, 12 to 54. And let's see if I can get this headstock in where I want it. There we go. I'm going to show you today how to string up your acoustic guitar without having to guess on how many winds you're going to get. And also so you don't have string to clip off. Preemptive clean here underneath where the strings go, just because I tend to forget. Go back there and then I have to run the rag underneath the strings. Alright. So, you take your string, miss the garbage can with the sleeve. On the Ovation, they are top loading, no bridge pins, just a beautiful design. How do we figure out how much string we need? Well, what we do is we hold the string tight and we go to past where it's going to go and clip it. There's the underlay. Make sure that it is tight and seated and flat. I always put these the post holes at about a 5 o'clock position. Let's do a 3 o'clock position. And just enough string hanging through to stick out the other side. Then we tighten it. Going under your wraps. It should give you 3 wraps. Now in this case about 3.5 wraps. So then we go on to the next size and you repeat the process. I'll do it one more time. I should also show you whenever you do the G side. They're called micro brushes. You get them at hobby stores, Hobby Lobby, or wherever your favorite store happens to be. And as you see, there is already gunk in here, but it might be on the sides. It's always best to just go ahead and slam some more in there. It's not hurting anything. All that mess you just wipe off with a rag when you're done. Keep your micro brush. Okay, now we're on to the next string, which we measured. We've got this at 3 o'clock position. Bend it back. Wind her up. This is where it gets a little tricky. Your B, since it is not wound, you need to put more winds on it to make sure that it doesn't slip. So we're going to go up to there, and a little more. Now you don't want to do this on an electric guitar. You never know when you're going to have an issue with intonation and stuff, where you might have to take the strings back off. In that case, you're kind of screwed. And the E, of course, is easy because you know you're just going to go one past the last post, the G post, and you're going to snip it there. A little bit of a hassle with the E string because of my cold fingers. But we got it working. Perfectly in tune. Okay, we're going to go ahead and bring this up to pitch several times. One last thing I want to check on this, and it's going to be ballpark because we really didn't, the strings were off of it too long. So, I'm sorry, we're holding down the string where the body joint meets the neck. And we're going to go to the 3rd, 5th, 7th fret. And we want 12 thousandths relief. I just restrung it, so I'm going to let it sit. I'm willing to bet, and I'll film it when I come back. I'm willing to bet that the neck relief it will have returned to the 12 thousandths it's supposed to be. If not, we got wrenches for that. So we're back with our Ovation, and after letting it sit for a while, we're going to test our relief. Holding down at the body joint and measuring at 7th, and it's about where I want it. It's a little tight, but I think we're going to live with that. So, having dug out all the appropriate tools we don't need, it's going to be that way. It's a little snug for my liking, but it doesn't buzz and it plays nice in the, let's say, the 5th string on down. This really needs a neck reset. I'll show you here on the bridge. I don't know if you can pick that up, but there's almost no break angle for the strings on the bridge. The bridge came with 3 shims. The shims were taken out and it was still sky high. Took the bridge down a little bit, and it was still too high. And as you can see by looking at that break angle, there's nowhere else to go. But for the most part, the guys that play this, when their guitar busts a string or something in the middle of a church service, once you get up here, you're not playing that kind of stuff anyhow. Nobody's playing leads, but a buzz, nice. The action is acceptable down here, but up here it's sky high. It's about 3/64 higher across the radius than what I would like. But like I said, there's nowhere to go unless we took if we pried the saddle off, or the bridge off, I should say, and ground the bridge down a little bit, maybe. But it's a backup guitar. Who's gonna mess with that? So anyhow, once again, take care of yourselves.